Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Jamil from Honest Sense. I'm actually going to be doing a fragrance review from the house of Phulr, and this fragrance today will be Tangerine Boy. Actually, this fragrance is the EDP concentration. This is the 1.7 ounce bottle, which is a 50 mil. I think they only come in like one size or something like that. But I do know that you can get this. You can actually pick this fragrance up at Sephora for like $99. I had this fragrance about like a month and a half ago, so I'm going to be talking about the notes and what I like about this fragrance. So anyway, for Phulr Tangerine Boy, the note is the top notes is lemon, ginger, black pepper, and the middle is tangerine, apple, jasmine, and the base is moss and amber. So I could tell you from one thing right off the bat, I'm getting like a heavy citrus, a lot of citrus, and most of that citrus is definitely the tangerine. Also getting some lemon. It's kind of like making this fragrance like a little tart or something like that. But it's not overly tart because it's kind of like toned down with some spices, and that's obviously that coming from the black pepper. So this fragrance is definitely is fresh from that black pepper and spicy also from this ginger. And this ginger is also make this fragrance just a little sweet. It kind of toned down that lemon so the lemon won't be as tart. And sometimes tangerine could be like tart too. But this fragrance, it has a little bit sweetness to it. So it's like a little bit sweet, a little bit tart, but also definitely have some spice. And then it's in the middle, you get some apple, but you can't really for me, I don't on my skin, I don't get too much of apple at all. If not, I don't get no apple, but I do get some jasmine. The jasmine just it kind of makes this fragrance just a little bit creamy, a little floral, definitely has some body to it, and definitely get a little bit some greenness to this fragrance, um like fresh, but a little bit of green, and it gets like on my skin, it gets more like a little bit earthy, but definitely the fragrance definitely smell good. Obviously, I didn't pay $99 for this fragrance. I actually bought this fragrance off eBay, and the seller was actually selling this fragrance for like $80, and I end up sending a offer for like $60, and I wasn't sure if the seller was gonna go for it, so I just put in $60, and within like 5 or 10 minutes, the sellers accept. And I was like, huh, because I knew this fragrance was like a hype fragrance, but not overly hype, but it was kind of hype. So I watch a lot of YouTuber with doing a fragrance on Phulr Tangerine Boy, and certain ones that I mean at the end of the day, I do reviews on fragrances as well, but I'm also a fan. So I actually listen to hear a lot of people about what they thought on a particular fragrance. So I end up blind bought this blind bought this fragrance. From where I live at, there's like two or three Sephora's probably like 15 minutes away. One is like in a mall, and one is like it's like actually as another mall. It's like a little small mall, and one is like inside Kohl's, and it's like so it's like three of them, like all in that certain area. So I could have. I mean, I had. I just didn't have time to really go and just smell this fragrance. It was at a time. I was just like really really too busy, and a lot of the fragrance YouTubers that I normally listen to, and watch their video, and they was like giving the okay on it, and I was like, yo, I gotta get this. So I end up blind buy this one, and I got it for $60, and I think the shipping was like $5.99. So I like out the without everything, I think it was like $70. So I got this for like $70. The bottle was full, came with the box and everything. So I was like, man. So I really really get my hands on this one. But again, I do like the fragrance, but I think it was like kind of like a little overly hyped than more than what it is. To me, so basically, on my skin, again, the fragrance does definitely smells really good, but I don't think this fragrance is definitely for everybody. And I feel that that was probably one of the reasons why people actually, I mean, the guy probably actually sold it for like for $60, because I mean, the fragrance at the time, really had, it was like in that buzz where it was just being like hype. So when it comes to the projection, I get about 1 or 2 hours on my skin, and this was I wore this like in the summertime, like which it is still summer, but it was like heat, like 90 something degrees when we had that little heat wave. I wore this fragrance like back to back, like probably like 3 times back to back in a row. On the occasions, I would say this is nothing but casual. I would not dress this up. This is just casual. Like if you going out for breakfast and something like that, or just dressing regular. So I don't think that this is date night or daytime date. Nothing like that. The season, I would say this one's more for I would say it's for summer, but also you could also pull this off in the spring because you have that black pepper, you have some spice that's in this fragrance. So it can be very, very cloying with a lot of spice, just too much pepper. Something like it could be like you could be allergic, like it's fresh. When I first actually sprayed this, it actually made me sneeze because of the black pepper. But again, it did smells nice. So when it comes to longevity, I receive it's kind of spidey though. It's very spidey because one time I was receiving like 4 to 5 hours, and then the other times it was like 7 to 8 hours. So and the weather is like kind of like around like the same, like again like in the 90s. The compliments on this fragrance, it will be you probably will receive compliments, but I don't think this fragrance will be for everybody. This fragrance definitely leans masculine, but I think a woman can actually pull this off. I think it really depends on the person's skin chemistry. Definitely with this one. To me, again, I would wear this fragrance only like in the spring and summer. Depends on the summer. I don't think I would go with 90 degrees, like over 90. I think this one's good for like somewhere like in the 80s. But yeah, so I did receive a compliment with this fragrance. I was actually going on a cruise. It was like 3 weeks ago, and I left out of Newark airport, and I was going out to Orlando, and we took the cruise, the Royal Caribbean cruise, from from Orlando Port. No, I think it was Orlando Port Canaveral or something like that. So we end up catching a cruise from there, and on my way on the plane, I actually obviously wore this fragrance, and I went with like 3 sprays, and I did receive a plane just getting on. When they start calling for groups, and obviously I was like group 4, and as I'm getting in, showing my ID and stuff like that, and I actually got like 2 compliments from by the people at the desk. And then I got another compliment when you actually board the plane, and when you see the pilot, and then you see the flight attendant, and I got another compliment. So I got like probably three. I got like 3 compliments just on that Pacific area. So as I get on the so while I'm on the plane, the lady that was sitting next to me, she says I spray too much fragrance, as if she said it smells good, but it's you spray too much. And again, I only sprayed like 3 sprays. So, but to me, I would says that this fragrance is very, very spicy. It it can be strong, and I think because when I sat down, like up top where the inside the plane when you got that air blowing, and the lady was like sitting right next to me. I think she was getting like the blast of this fragrance, and maybe that's why she said it as that I probably sprayed way too much, or or the fragrance just being strong. So for anyway, do I think anyone should just blind buy this one? No, I don't think this blind buy worthy at all. I think that it's priced where it's supposed to be at. I don't think that it's a bang for the buck for it because it's $100. I think that it should be a fragrance where that what I paid for, around like $75. The scent, I would give it a 7 out of 10. So again, this is Tangerine Boy by Phulr. Again, nice fragrance. Really ain't nothing to write home about. I'm just trying to push out more fragrances and everything on my thoughts about the fragrance. I think that someone should obviously, if you live near Sephora, probably get a sample of it and test it for yourself before you go out there and spend $100. And again, great fragrance. I mean, it's a great fragrance for what I paid for it. And but if I would have paid $100, I don't think that I would have bought this fragrance. I don't think that it wouldn't have did anything. I probably would have been a little disappointed. But that's just my thoughts. Fragrance are subjective. Please subscribe to my channel if you like fragrances, the content and stuff like that. And this is my honest scent. This is my honest opinion about this fragrance by Phulr, by Tangerine Boy. This is the EDP concentration. So, peace.